1 year away from a big election here in Indiana and across the country. Today we'll talk about the former president's endorsement of Mike Braun and the former VP's decision to drop out of the race for president. But we start with the 2023 elections, now just a couple of days away. Of course, we are your local election headquarters, and today we're taking a closer look at some of the big mayoral races on the ballot around the state, including the race for mayor in Indianapolis and in Carmel, where big races mean big turnout at the polls. Here's Michael Van Scoik with a closer look at the turnout numbers they're seeing already.
Well, there are quite a few major races underway in both Hamilton and Marion County this year, and election officials say they're anticipating voters to turn out in quite large numbers.
For a municipal election, it looks like it's going to be a record turnout.
As some voters still weigh their choices ahead of November 7th, many have already made up their minds. Hamilton County Election Administrator Beth Scheller says 7,000 absentee ballots have already been mailed out and thousands are already returning.
The most I've ever seen ballots returned is in the 2000s range, maybe a little more than 2,000. So we've already got back well over 3,000 of those. I expect we'll get back more.
Early voters are also headed to polls in droves, Scheller says. In fact, she says more voters showed up today at new poll locations than the last 2 weeks combined.
Today, it's been very busy since we opened up those satellites.
Scheller says this is largely tied to the big races in Carmel and Fishers.
Of course, the Carmel mayor race, and then you've got city council in Carmel and Fishers that have Republicans and Democrats running.
Over in Marion County, election officials are also seeing an uptick in early voters. As of Wednesday, more than 12,000 ballots have been mailed and more than 7,000 have returned. That's up from close to 6,100 ballots mailed and nearly 5,000 returned in Marion County this same time in 2019.
The closer the level of government is to you, the greater impact it'll have on your day in, day out life. Some of the mayor's races are really going to be hotly contested. And do the math, right? As turnout actually goes down, the impact of one vote goes up.
And that was Michael Van Scoik reporting. Michael, thanks. All right, let's take a closer look now at some of these key races. And we start in Indianapolis, where Democratic Mayor Joe Hogsett is seeking a third term, which he says will be his last. He voted early this past week, sharing these pictures on social media as he cast his vote. This as his opponent, Republican Jefferson Shreve, picks up a big endorsement this past week from former Governor Mitch Daniels, who hasn't made any endorsements since before his time at Purdue. Late last month, both Shreve and Hogsett were here in our studio for the final Indianapolis mayoral debate. For 1 hour, both candidates discussed a number of important issues, including economic development and violent crime, including a look back at the mayor's response to the riots in 2020. Do you have any regrets about not being more visible that weekend in 2020?
Well, I answered the question last Monday night when it was offered, and I'll be glad to answer it again. I was not working from home the entire weekend. In fact, most of the weekend, I was on the 25th floor. I was meeting with law enforcement officials.
Do I just buy into that notion that I'm going to work from home in an incident like that? Mayor Shreve would be on the scene right downtown. We let our officers stand aside by their orders. We ordered them not to do that which they are trained to do.
No one was ever ordered to stand aside. That simply did not happen.
Meantime, incumbent mayors are also facing contested races in Anderson, where Mayor Thomas Broderick Jr. is up against Republican John Bell. Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour facing Democrat Jeff Robinson, and Richmond Mayor Dave Snow up against Republican Ron Oler. One of the biggest races this year is in Carmel, where that city will elect a new mayor for the first time in nearly 30 years. This past week, current Republican Mayor Jim Brainerd endorsed Republican candidate Sue Finkam. In recent interviews, she and her Democratic opponent Miles Nelson have both praised Brainerd's accomplishments as mayor.
I think my 30 years of building businesses and advocating for people marry very nicely for what Jim has done in building an incredible community here.
I'm running for mayor because I want to build on Mayor Brainerd's legacy and just keep Carmel moving forward.
Carmel is one of a number of Indiana cities electing a new mayor this year. Westfield will also elect a new mayor, so will the cities of Zionsville, Lawrence, West Lafayette, Bloomington, Shelbyville, and Evansville. Recently, the three candidates vying to be Evansville's next mayor, Natalie Rasher, Stephanie Terry, and Michael Doherty, squared off in a debate with our Evansville affiliate last month, discussing the issue of violent crime in the city.
I think one of the things that's most important for us to ensure a safer Evansville, number one, is we have to continue to invest in effective community policing in our community. We also have to look at removing blight and areas that are magnets for crime.
First and foremost is supporting our police officers, making sure that they have the tools and the resources that they need to be proactive and also help prevent crime. You know, we've had a tremendous investment in things like flock cameras that help identify different vehicles by their license plate numbers, and we can help catch criminals through that technology.
One of the biggest concerns that I have is Evansville does not have a homicide department. We have shots fired. I have a scanner at home. I hear it all the time. We need to be supporting our police. Last I heard, we had 22 open positions. We have to be proactive instead of reactive. Our officers cannot get ahead and actually police our communities without being fully staffed.
You can see more of that debate on our website. Meantime, up in Fort Wayne, Mayor Tom Henry is seeking a 5th term. He's up against Republican Tom Didier, who had Senator Mike Braun join him recently on the campaign trail. We've also told you about the race for mayor in Terre Haute, where Republican Mayor Duke Bennett is seeking re-election. He recently got the endorsement of Senator Todd Young, while his opponent, Brandon Sackbun, was recently endorsed by former Senator Evan Bayh, who's from the area. Well, speaking of Terre Haute, that area now has a new state senator in the General Assembly. 2 new senators, Greg Good and Cindy Carrasco, took the oath of office in a packed Senate chamber this week. Good is replacing former state senator John Ford.
I'm going to do everything I can to work with partners throughout West Central Indiana, particularly our higher education partners, that will ultimately strengthen Indiana, but will provide high-paying jobs for our graduates and be able to grow the population of our part of the state.
Senator Good and Senator Carrasco will officially get started on Organization Day later this month. Carrasco says it's an honor to carry on the legacy of her predecessor, Jack Sandlin, who passed away in September after serving Indianapolis for several years. In a statement, she said, "I'll never seek to be another Jack, but I will work every day to represent the people of Marion and Johnson counties as he had and advocate for our shared values." Coming up on this week's edition of In Focus, how Governor Holcomb is reflecting on Coach Bob Knight's life and legacy. But straight ahead, what's next for Mike Pence and for the Republican primary field after Pence's decision to step away from the race for president? We'll talk with our panel right after this.